The drama is over when it comes to Aaron Judge coming back to the Yankees, which was a huge deal. The Yankees' top priority this offseason was bringing back Judge pretty much at any price, it turns out, because he made himself quite a windfall after turning down that $213 million extension in the spring. Now he gets $360 million a few months later, so it worked out very well for him. But we still have a lot of dominoes up, to fall. But really, Aaron Judge was the biggest one, not just for the Yankees, but all around baseball, because the Giants were involved. It turns out the Padres were involved. So there are a lot of teams willing to spend money. It's just a matter of who ends up where. So all along, it seemed like the Yankees were the favorites. He likes it here. They've got money. Hal Steinbrenner made sure everyone knew that it was a priority. So yeah, CC Sabathia is close with Judge. I don't know how much he was involved in talking to Judge throughout this process. That he was familiar with the process, as having been a huge free agent himself back when he was playing. So yeah, he understands the importance of not just the Yankees getting Judge back, but getting him back relatively early in the offseason. So now they have a couple of months before spring training starts to get their roster together. We talked to Aaron Boone and Cashman at the winter meetings, and they both had good reports on LeMahieu. And I've been told that his foot is in pretty good shape. He's been able to work out in Tampa. He's still seeing foot specialists. Surgery has been on the table, or at least the possibility of surgery has been on the table throughout the offseason. But both LeMahieu and the Yankees wanted to avoid that, just because it's a complicated surgery with potentially a long recovery time, which would have knocked him out for the first couple of months of the regular season. They want to avoid that. So right now he looks like he'll be able to avoid surgery if he doesn't have any setbacks, which would be good news for LeMahieu and the Yankees. They've got some questions in the infield. They re-signed Rizzo, so they're locked in at first base. Donaldson is still at third base. They owe him a ton of money. It's going to be difficult to move him if they want to. They say they are happy to have him back and hope for a rebound at the plate. And then in the middle of the infield, you've got Torres and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who are there, but their futures are uncertain, because you've got Volpe and Oswald Peraza and Oswaldo Cabrera ready to come up. Hal Steinbrenner and Cashman have both talked about the young kids and maybe giving them a chance. So a healthy LeMahieu gives the Yankees, obviously, he's one of their better players, but he's also got that versatility where, if they do move a Gleyber Torres, LeMahieu can slide right in at second base. If Josh Donaldson somehow gets moved, or he's 37 years old now, if he gets hurt, boom, LeMahieu's at third base. So there's a lot of reasons why they want LeMahieu in good shape. But regardless of how his foot is, and the signs are encouraging, what's not this encouraging is the fact that the last 2 years he's suffered fairly significant injuries. 2 years ago he had a core muscle injury that he played through, but really impacted his power and his effectiveness at the plate. And then the same thing with this foot injury in the latter part of last year. He's going to be 33, or if he's not already. So there were some concerns there about his durability. But for right now, if they can get this foot thing squared away, it really sets them up well for next season. Well, they're going to have to do a few more things. Left field is still a hole, as you mentioned. Benintendi's a free agent. They missed him when he also got hurt at the end of the year. They'd like to have him back, but he's a popular free agent, so they're going to have competition there. Houston makes some sense for him. So they're going to have to get somebody, because Aaron Hicks is not a realistic option on an everyday basis. They could look to move Hicks in the offseason. Cabrera did what he could out there, in the latter part of the year and in the postseason, but he was kind of overwhelmed at the plate in the playoffs. So I don't think they want to just stick with him. So Benintendi is an option. Michael Conforto is trying to come back from an injury. He missed all of last year with a shoulder injury. That's something that might be able to work. Hal Steinbrenner is clearly all in on this team. So they could do a lot more things. There's been a lot of interest from the Yankees in Carlos Rodon, but that the starting pitching market has been pretty tough. Whether the Yankees really want to invest 6 or 7 years in a 30-year-old pitcher who's had some injury history in the past, that's for them to decide. He's coming off 2 great years, in which he stayed healthy and was one of the most effective pitchers in the big leagues. But there are questions there. So they definitely want more pitching. They definitely are looking for a left fielder, and they've got to figure out what to do with Torres and Kiner Falefa in the middle of the infield, whether to go young or does Hal to open up this checkbook again and go after one of these? Bogarts is in San Diego now. Trey Turner is in Philly, but Correa is still out there, and the Yankees like him. Whether they have enough in their budget for a guy like him, right now it doesn't seem that way, but things can change in a hurry in the Bronx. So yeah, they've done some good things this offseason so far, but certainly if they want to get back to the World Series, there's still more work to be done.